Typewell again for the short term, everybody. Let's give a
Hello
round of applause for him. Round of applause for Typewell.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so it looks like we are underway, and we have another great matchup between these four participants.
You guys might see a little bit of lag on Belthasar and Ivan for when they sync the two different streams up.
Yeah, looks like there's a bit of a delay, or more than a bit, from kashmod and Lenophis here. So you will see a significant stream freeze, I think, on their end. Or, excuse me, on Belthasar and Ivan's end.
Belthasar and Ivan with that beautiful sync. Looks like kashmod and Lenophis also having their own beautiful sync.
Yep. So they will be meeting up with the point where Belthasar and Ivan is pretty soon. You can see that their screens are black at the transition, but that will be fixed within a couple of seconds here.
And still no moonfall for any of the runners. Looks like kashmod and Ivan both falling into pits.
All right, so once again, I don't know. I'm going to go for Morph Ball and Spring Ball because I really want to see that combo. It's up to you, though. What do you want to see?
I still want to see high jump boots.
Okay.
And as always, I want to see high jump boots in the ceiling.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. That's always a nice one to see. It's one of Cross Product's favorites, actually. If he was doing commentary, he would be going nuts if he saw that.
I feel like it's just like because you can actually, if you had already had high jump boots, you could just jump up there and get it, right? So yeah. I feel like it's kind of like trolling the runners if it's up there.
Yeah, it kind of forces you to do it. Unfortunately, it's just another E-Tank again.
We got some people in chat already calling for Shack Tool. In fact, I don't think I've seen him all day in any of the races we've had.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him yet.
But everybody picking up their power bombs.
All right, so we do have some early super missiles this time, which is nice. Don't have to worry about seeking those out. Our runners last time, even after going through Gauntlet and getting the 2 items down there, did not have supers yet.
It was quite a long time getting to the early super missiles location and the reserve tank beyond for them to find their first sets of supers.
Yeah, indeed.
The supers, of course, making it are going to make it really easy to kill Bomb Trizo, because I'm going to call bombs at bomb.
Not a bad call. I like that one. Forces the runners to do the Bomb Trizo fight, and of course, bombs early are a pretty nice bonus and open up Gauntlet. All right, so we see that Lenophis and kashmod both pretty synced up here. Kashmod just a little bit ahead, whereas Belthasar and Ivan are heading up the climb. Belthasar might get up to BT first, but we will see.
Of course, all the runners doing a right side climb.
All right, so Ivan coming in first to BT and just getting an energy tank, unfortunately.
Well, I am a false prophet. I apologize to chat for being a false prophet.
All right, so Ivan and Belthasar opting to go towards Terminator. Ivan will be checking this item this time. I'm not sure how good this item is going to be. After last time, I wouldn't expect much to even things out, and it's simply an E-Tank.
Vanilla E-Tank.
And there is the game audio we've been hoping for.
This is the game audio we need, not the game audio we deserve. And still that sync between Belthasar and Ivan.
All right, so Belthasar, Ivan, yeah, pretty even right now. Both heading down towards a few items here that they can grab, a few major items. Lenophis coming in last right now, but we are very early in this, only 5 minutes in. Anything can change at any time.
Looking like kashmod opting to jump over the E-Tank and Terminator. That's an interesting decision.
Yeah, he might think that it might just be very energy heavy at the beginning and possibly not have to worry about getting something like that. And maybe just wanting to get the refill later when he comes into G4 so he doesn't have to stop the ship. But there is Grappling Beam, which we saw pretty early before in one of the matches as well, so nice grab.
We saw Grapple in the last match at Bomb Trezo, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's right, okay. Alright, so Ivan heading out, pulling ahead mostly on just really nice movement. So we will get to see what item is lurking down here, and after that he will be going to Big Pink, and of course checking at least 2 items there, the one in the hopper room and the item at charge. Simply an E-Tank, once again.
And kashmod made up a lot of time on Belthasar, pulling ever so slightly ahead and opting to pick up this E-Tank.
Alright, so Ivan now in Big Pink. He will open up this door with a power bomb, possibly go into it immediately, or not. Or he will farm first. Leno grabbing the super missile there, that's a nice grab.
I definitely like the call to farm a little bit if you're a little bit lower on health, because those side hoppers do a lot of damage, with the big one doing at least 80.
Yeah, and Ivan getting that second try. Very nice. We'll see what this has in store for him. Once again, just an E-Tank, so yeah, a very, very healthy seed so far. Alright, so Belthasar going for the same trick here. Just trying to get that line up. Looks like he got it. Ivan getting Ice Beam.
That's a pretty big find early on. That's definitely going to help out for the Metro room, but early on without any other beams, it can be slightly detrimental.
Yeah, it's usually something that I disable in certain areas, but it's nice knowing that you have it, basically. Leno doing a different method for this gate glitch here. I've seen some other people do this. I'm not familiar with how it works exactly. This option seems pretty tough, in my opinion, but then again, I don't have much knowledge of it.
That is, and he gets it. That is the first time I've ever actually seen that way to get that green gate glitch.
Alright, so with Ice Beam, it kind of opens up this room a bit more for Ivan, making some things easier. He can freeze these waivers here. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, that's right. He has grapple, of course. I always forget. They picked up grapple early.
I totally forgot about that as well.
Yeah. Not too long ago. I think it was like I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago. We actually saw someone take advantage of this room with just morph into ice. But there is high jump boots.
High jump boots. And of course, ironically enough, high jump boots making that jump and morph much harder.
Yeah, not the simplest thing. Alright, so Kashmod and Belthasar, both in this room, should make it through without any issue. As we said previously, very healthy seed so far. Belthasar with 5 E-tanks already, only 10 minutes into the run, so that
And
is a lot.
Kashmod falling just before the goal, getting grabbed by the Yapping Maw.
Yeah, you can see the advantage of the E-tanks really helping him out there, though. Even with all that damage that he took, he's still just fine. So both runners here will want to grab those high jump boots. Alright, so Belthasar leaving this room. Ivan actually going up Red Tower. So he's going to do an early wreck ship and take his chances there again. Very interesting. And Lenophis, of course, in X-Ray as well.
And without speed, that's definitely going to be a pretty big gamble for him.
Yeah,
Unless, of course, he could always find speed at wreck ship.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, so as these runners go their different ways, I'm going to go my different way as well. I think Ditmuk is ready now for commentary, so he will be joining you Poplars very soon. So I'll head out now. Thanks so much for listening to me go on and on, and thanks for joining me on commentary, and I will be back eventually.
And thank you for joining me as well. And welcome to the stream, Mook.
Hello, sorry I'm late. I had to put a tiny human to bed.
So we see Lenophis just now leaving gravity, or I'm sorry, X-ray. My mind is where Ivan is at right now. Or rather, on his way to
the ship.
Yeah. We have some people calling Varia to be at Wreck Ship Reserve, which would be really terrible for Ivan without having Speed Booster to be able to get up there and grab it.
That is always the risk you take when you go there early without speed.
See Belthasar making his way to Kraid right now, as well as Kashmod.
Lots of prom bouncing opportunities here.
And will we see prom tonight, or will Kraid be sat down? Kashmod checking the super. The miner, which turns out to just be power bombs that he will take. And Belthasar getting the quick kill. Just as...
Ivan's starting Phantoon here. See what kind of pattern he gets. And medium to fast, always better than that dreaded slow.
I know it's going to sound counterintuitive, but I actually prefer the slow patterns because I know how to nail those with the X Factors. Unfortunately, Ivan, once again, not having that opportunity without having Charge and Wave.
Ooh, we have sinking Kraids, and one goes down as the other comes up.
And Wave Beam is the reward at Kraid for Kashmod as well as Belthasar.
And we're standing.
Lenophis deciding to ask Kraid out to prom.
I mean, with a figure like that, why wouldn't you want to go to prom?
I would certainly ask Kraid to prom.
Exactly. And there's a Kraid E-Tank is an E-Tank. Always exciting, always vanilla.
Lenophis deciding that Kraid was a loser after all and telling him to go sit in the corner. Even finding an E-Tank at the right side supers in wrecked ship. For those of you that don't know, that did get changed to a major item from a minor for randomizer purposes. X-ray being found at high jump boots. It's like Ivan wisely deciding to save before the spiky room of death. That room is no easy feat.
Especially with no Varia, no Varia because gravity doesn't protect against environmental, which spikes are in the randomizer. And each platform can do 200 damage, I believe.
It would definitely wreck his health, that's for sure.
And then once you get stuck on there, sometimes funny things just happen.
And it's so hard to get off of those spikes once you are on them.
And Belthasar starting the good old heated runs of upper Norfair. Plenty of E-tanks to get to ice here.
Finds the reserve. I've been making quick work on
Reserve tank.
On his way up. Finds the E-tank and just chooses to reset. Once again, it's looking like so far wrecked ship is not paying off. Still got a few more items to check up in wrecked ship, but
without speed being at gravity, you're kind of handicapped. You can only clear 75% of it, which kind of stinks.
It's very true. Kashmod also picking up the Nope tank at ice. Lenophis about to find his.
I do love the clip that Ivan just did up into the attic.
That is an awesome clip, and that's also the same principle that Ice Clip works on the way to Botwoon. And it's a clip I can't do. So props to everybody that can do it.
Ice escape for Kashmod, and he got it easily with the mock ball.
Kashmod actually resetting when he saw the Nope tank.
All right, let's see what the wreck ship reserve has for us.
And it's just a reserve tank, so not having speed is not going to be an issue for Ivan here. It's like Belthasar going down. He's going to have to farm here.
Never happy to see bugs.
It looks like Kashmod is going back up, is choosing to go to wreck ship, it seems, as opposed to down into Norfair, or rather lower Norfair.
With that decision, that makes
Kashmod can't get that health. Sorry, Belthasar couldn't get that health.
It's all right. 4 people. It's a lot to keep track of.
but he recovers, which is definitely good. No death for him.
Yeah, ice does not make this easy. As great as its speed of gravity, that's...
He finds speed at gravity.
If only the reserve tank wasn't a reserve tank.
Exactly. So, wreck ship, not the huge payoff that Ivan was hoping for, but he does get speed out of it, so it does have a slight reward for the risk. Looks like Leno finding Spazer as well.
So everyone should be happy now. Everyone loves Spazer.
Belthasar making a safety save. Belthasar going to check the Norfair reserve. That is not an easy wall jump to get at all.
No, I'm always impressed by people who can do it because my fat fingers cannot do it.
So there's actually, if you stand on the steps down that lead up to the save station, if you stand on the one that's a bubble and you jump towards the wall, you can easily get in the right position to make the first wall jump to get the second wall jump. So there is a small setup for it, but it still doesn't make it any easier to get.
It's still pretty tight, definitely.
It's like Ivan finding Charge Beam at Gauntlet. That pays off for him huge. I'm sure he's happy to see that after the last run.
Yeah, that was very difficult to watch. Very at wave. So finally the heated runs pay off.
Belthasar will be there soon enough, and I'm sure he'll be just as happy to see that. And kashmod making his way into Fantoon.
Lenophis probably heading straight down. The lower Norfair has very good ammo for it, so can't see why he wouldn't with high jump boots at that.
I can't see his exact ammo count. It looks like, is that 20 and 30 or is that 20 and 40?
20 and 40, I believe.
20 and 40, so he's sitting pretty good on ammo. Those supers, as long as he's at full, will be enough to take care of Ridley on their own.
And if for some reason he were to lose a bunch, he's got grapple and he can farm them back up pretty quickly.
Indeed he can. Terminator was an E-tank, by the way. For those of you that are asking in chat. We're also seeing some calls for a waterway check as well, which would be very beneficial at this point since Ivan's here and has speed.
If it's gravity, things get really interesting then.
kashmod taking care of Fantoon, making Fantoon look like a chump. Ivan deciding to do some twerking farming.
I know when I'm bounding hunting, I always make sure to work in some twerking. I've been realizing he doesn't have enough power bombs to get down to waterway. And I don't think those bugs have an exceptionally high drop rate for them.
I don't think they do either.
I think it's like 2 or 4%.
And as long as he's missing health, they're gonna be more prone to drop that than anything else. Looks like Lenophis down doing his lava dive.
Oop.
Just missing it, bouncing off that Namahe's chin.
Plenty of health, though, to give a few more shots.
And of course, Varia in the randomizer, taking away much less health, being in the lava, and he nails it.
Ivan
Plenty
going
of
back to the attic coons to pick up power bombs. Well, towards them. He didn't quite go all the way to them. Belthasar about to make his lava dive.
And having high jump for the lava dives definitely helps a lot.
It is so tight without the high jump boots. It's kind of silly.
Runners definitely struggle less when they have the high jump boots on those lava dives.
I've been using the tickle beam to get to the spark point.
And Lenophis getting the green gate glitch into screw attack. It's just a reserve at Waterway.
Good reset by Lenophis here with only an E-tank there that he doesn't really need. Saving him some hassle of trying to wall jump, or yeah, you can only wall jump out of screw attack there.
Kashmod with the reset at the reserve item up in wreck ship. I'm sorry, the E-tank item.
A lot of resetting going on. Belthasar with the reset at screw attack 2. Leno thinking about what he wants to do.
Oh, and placing the power bomb there. He's got the power bombs for it, but it's gonna make him use at least one extra power bomb. If you don't get right up against that pillar,
Yeah.
you missed one of the pillars and have to plant another one. We see Belthasar making quick work of the pillars room as well.
Here we have the worst room in the game. Lenophis probably wanting to be careful coming up to the next room. Make sure he enters correctly so he does not hit the lava. Or acid, excuse me.
Oh, and Lenophis falls right into the acid. Not like this.
I shouldn't have said anything. This is all my fault. This is all my fault.
Not like this, Lenophis. And then we see Belthasar making quick work of the amphitheater, or having, as I just start to say, having an easier time. He starts to get wrecked by the golden pirate.
Pirates are not nice. Ivan going to Kraid right now, so we will get our last his favorite beauty. But no prom.
Lenophis getting back to the pillars room. And Belthasar making a save very wisely just before moving on to Ridley.
More precise power bomb drop there by Lenophis as he only had to use 2 to get through this time instead of the 3.
In Kashmod, making his way into Bowler, he's about to find his speed booster, which I'm sure will make him very happy. Lenophis back in Amphitheater and having a much better time with it this go round. Belthasar having to be careful with that 92 health. Oh, and we find Space Jump down at Firefleas. That's going to be a good find for Lenophis. Especially if we see something like Gravity later on, to where he might have to do a Hell Run. He can have it for some areas like Coliseum, because if Gravity happens to be in Sandpit, that'll be extremely useful for him.
I'm having to refresh, just so you know, so I'm a little bit behind right now.
And it looks like Kashmod's heading over to the ship. More than likely to get a refill, and we'll see if he checks Gauntlet while he's here. It looks like he's just going to go straight to Gauntlet and not even bother with a ship refill.
We do know that'll pay off, at least.
And Lenophis biting the dust, unfortunately. He's only got 82 health, so he's got to be extremely careful down here in Lower Norfair.
Everything down there hurts a lot.
Kashmod does decide to go ahead and refill at the ship. And he takes the save, which is definitely a good idea because he does not know what is up at Gauntlet just yet. Kashmod missing the spark, but picking it up on the much smaller platform. And getting the Gauntlet spark.
It's a very fun one to watch. I enjoy it.
And he finds his charge. Meanwhile, Belthasar is taking the fight to Ridley. Ridley looking very red right now.
I've been clearing out, going to clear Bubble Mountain. Gonna be a little disappointed until he gets almost all the way through.
And Ivan with another reset.
Kashmod with a nice catch to get the split the middle of the crumble blocks, even though it just had 2 missiles.
And Belthasar taking down Ridley with 10 missiles left over, making me sweat a little bit on that one. But he is a very experienced runner and gets an E-Tank for his work.
Always nice to get that refill to exit out of Lower Norfair.
I feel like most runners that are better than me, which is almost everybody.
Well, you're better than me, so
does not necessarily need the Ridley refill at the E-Tank. Although sometimes you do have that bad Ridley fight and have to get it, and it always feels good when it's there.
I think it's just nice, especially when you don't have gravity to cut down the damage taken too, just because it. I mean, how many times I've seen people just kind of clip a side hopper or something really silly here, and boom, they're done.
Kashmod as well, taking the same pathing that Ivan did, checking on the waterway at this point. Unfortunately, I feel like he might be a little bit disappointed. So he just turns around from the nope tank, says, nope, I don't want that.
I could almost hear the eye roll.
Ivan making his way into the wave room.
Belthasar are going to probably have to farm some fire fleas with power bombs. Otherwise, there's going to be trouble getting out of here, which I'm sure he knows, so not too big of a deal. Space jump, that's nice.
Ivan getting his Various suit. That's always a great find when you get to end your hell run. And Lenophis taking on Ridley. He as well does not have charge, so he has to manage his ammo. And it looks like he has a clean fight.
It was very calculated.
It was very calculated indeed.
I'm sure he was doing the mental math and knew exactly.
We have some people calling for betting on Croc for gravity. That I think would be pretty troll, honestly. I definitely feel like that would be really troll. But yes, gravity is definitely going to be either in at Croc or it's going to be in Meridia. And I'm sure we're all hoping to see it in Meridia.
I mean, either way, it's pretty trolly.
The runners might not be looking for it in Meridia, but I'm sure chat is. Oh no, and Belthasar getting stuck on the key hunters, but oh, he makes it out. That is a scary situation to be in.
I mean, that's one of those times where that refill there at Ridley came in handy.
And Ivan going to opening up Croc.
Gonna save to make sure that it's worth his time. The good news is he's got speed and high jump boots, so he doesn't have to try to go back through the back door of it or anything like that.
I'm honestly glad you piped up and saying he was going to save there, because in all the years I've been playing this game, since I was a kid and up till recently, I don't think I've ever been in that room and knew that there was a save point there.
Yeah.
Looks like...
I only know because I have no life and watched too much of this tournament, but...
Looks like Belthasar is well deciding to go down to Croc. And Kashmod headed that way as well. We'll see if Lenophis takes that routing as well.
Sure, he's really excited to see that E-Tank. We are one item away from suitless, so that's exciting.
Everybody make sure your Cheaty Myers and Croc Z's are in chat.
Everyone's favorite 8-eyed dinosaur thing.
Lenophis doing the Gotham strat on the Key Hunters. A much safer, albeit slower way to get through this area at the Three Musketeers.
Yeah. And really slow a Spazer.
Belthasar as well, noping out of the E-Tank.
Alright, here we get to see the payoff here.
And it pays off huge. Crocomire guarding gravity suit. No suitless for our runners today.
Croc is the hero once again.
And there we see the coolest D-boost in the game, as opposed to the coolest mock ball in the game.
I don't know. I'm a pretty big fan of the bubble tower coming out of speed over to the reserve tank D-boost.
That is a pretty awesome D-boost. And Lenophis as well going down to visit Crocomire. So they're all making the right call here. And gonna get paid off big time.
And you get to see the save room again. Just in case you forgot it again.
I did. I already forgot it was there. And for those of you asking in chat, Varia was at Wave.
I can't think of a seed that I've seen that has had so much croc in a small amount of time.
You know, I can't think of one either, Mookie. Almost all of our runners were at Croc at the same time. Lenophis a little bit behind, but she's still there.
Especially, it's not like they all took the same route and 40 minutes into this and they ended up in the same area at the same time.
So we'll see just how much Belthasar wants to clear Rex ship when he gets there, depending on what he finds in Meridia. Because we know he's not going to have charge, and unless he decides to start picking up some more miners, we'll see if he decides to go on the hunt in Rex ship.
I've been turning off gravity and doing the lava dive wall jumps instead of a gravity jump. It's a little different there. Ivan with the very nice fast pillars. And as we know, he's making the right call by not going down to Golden Torizo, but always risky. But I guess he does have most of the major progression items, so he doesn't really need to go there.
And we see Spring Ball at Mama Turtle for Kashmod, validating his run. That's always exciting to see. And Belthasar as well, picking up his Spring Ball, validating his run. Lenophis heading up into Meridia from the glass tube. Belthasar making a save while Kashmod fights Bot Wound.
Everyone's favorite snake. Plenty of ammo, so you shouldn't have to worry about soft locking.
And we'll see if Lenophis decides to validate his run here. And he does.
Kashmod only gets one super out of the snake. Got
That's
health
that's always frustrating, getting little to no supers out of Botwoon. However, he does still have 17, so... And he gets the halfie as well. Very, very nice. And Ivan starts his fight with Ridley. The good old Space Pelican.
Looking more like a new route, any percent run, fighting Ridley than what we normally see in this tournament.
It's like Kashmod coming out of the save room just before Dragon. I didn't see if he took the refill in the room beyond, though. Or if he just simply saved before Dragon.
Looking at the ammo, it looks like just a save. The question is, what method do we use to kill the shrimp?
I'm gonna assume he's gonna do some rain dance.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Looks like I got baited a little bit there. So he still has the option to do the charge kills, and he also still has the option to do the fried shrimp kill as well. And it looks like he wants to continue doing the charges.
Lenophis going to Shampoo? Yes.
And we get some Shackle hype today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first game all day I've seen where we've seen Shacktool. And Ivan also making quick work of Ridley. So the tough... Sorry, go ahead.
Was the Shacktool live? That's the question. That's the most important question of the day.
I kind of hope Lenophis kills him. Shacktool is nothing more than a glorified auto-scroller.
I agree.
Oh, and Kashmod finding Plasma for his troubles at Dragon. Belthasar about to find his Plasma as well. Looks like Lenophis resetting after Shacktool, so nothing there. So the thing with the Dragon fight that I wanted to mention was when Kashmod had initially missed the Shine Spark and decided to start missiling Dragon. That's definitely a valid way to do it. However, once you start missiling him, Dragon will speed up his swoops, which can make it at that point very difficult to actually pull off the Shine Spark because you have less time to get the spark and then make the jump and spark through his forehead. Meanwhile, Belthasar deciding to just fry the darn shrimp.
With that health, it's the easiest, fastest way to probably get it done. I mean, you don't get a blue suit, but you've got space jump already. It's
and now Plasma.
Seconds, yeah. Oh, we could get a microwave elephant ghost, though.
We could.
That's pretty exciting.
Lenophis easily getting the ice clip into Botwoon.
Ivan with a very methodical escape from Lower Norfair going on.
Kashmod deciding to go down through the right sand pit. Kashmod and Belthasar are very close at this point together in the race. However, Belthasar is going to have, I feel, a much easier time to get up and through Phantoon than Kashmod is down to kill Ridley.
It's definitely a shorter distance, but Screw Attack will help get through Norfair a lot faster with a lot less damage.
Kashmod also has Charge, which is going to be super useful depending on ammo counts at this point for Belthasar, which unfortunately I cannot see what those are.
I believe 50, 40, and 15.
40, 15. So he's got ice to get through the Metroids, and 50 and 40, I don't know if that's quite enough. I believe it might be, but I'm not 100% certain on that specific ammo count.
No, I don't think it would be, because you would still need... Basically, with 40, you would still need... that'd be 120. You would need 60 regular missiles, I think. Plus what you need for Mother Brain 1, so...
And Kashmod having some troubles. There we go. Kashmod making it up into the little hole to get to Shack Tool. Unfortunately, he's going to be very disappointed with what he finds for the trouble that he just spent at Shack, or the crumble block.
It kind of feels like Ivan's getting his revenge for Terminator last. Charge Terminator. Everyone's ran around it pretty much, except for him. So, or he was first to find it, at least.
And we see Lenophis doing the quick grapple kill onto Dragon, getting that fried shrimp really fast.
As a kid, I thought that was the only real acceptable way to do this fight.
I actually, as a kid, did not know that was a way to beat Dragon.
I had one of those know-it-all friends who told me about it, so...
Belthasar going to pick up the crab miners, which are still supers.
We're gonna get X Factor on the snake here. Perfectly done. Very nice platoon by Ivan.
And it looks like Kashmod hasn't checked the wave item yet, as he still does not have Varia, so hopefully he goes and checks that on his way down and picks up his Varia suit.
Both Ivan and Lenophis both going to their last of the G4 bosses very tightly. It's going to be a very nice finish here.
Lenophis making a plasma check, I'm sure hoping to find Charge at this point. Unfortunately for him, it is up in the gauntlet.
This means we probably get a Forgotten Highway run, too.
It was a very nice X Factor spark onto Dragon by Ivan. And again, with that very impressive last spark for the blue suit. And doesn't bother, it looks like he's not going to bother to check the item, which means he's not going to find plasma. He doesn't have to have plasma, obviously, but it definitely would make his fights go faster.
Especially he does not have a lot of ammo. I mean, I'm sure I would imagine he's going to stop at the ship to refill, just so, you know, he has full ammo and can take care of Mother Brain 1, but that still won't leave a ton to take care of. And He'll have a few extra shots, charge shots.
Ivan just needs to make his way down to Torian at this point.
All right, do we get to see Microwave Elephant Ghost on Belthasar's screen here?
I sure hope we do. Looks like he's going for just the Doppler. We're not able to see the Microwave Ghost because he doesn't have charge.
Oh. I'm a terrible human being, I'm sorry. I got our hopes up and...
It's okay, I got you baited. And we are seeing the Forgotten Highway for... It's definitely not something you see every day.
I mean, we've got Shack Tool, Forgotten Highway. Amazing speed.
This and Charging Gauntlet. This run has had it all, ladies and gentlemen. Belthasar making easy work of Fantoon.
Even without charged plasma, does make the eye flames much, much simpler. Ivan skipping the ship refill, so just going with what he's got.
Even with the health he has, typically the Metroids will drop you what you need.
Yeah.
I've gone in there with, you know, like one missile and one super missile and almost no health, and been just fine for Mother Brain 1 before. Now that doesn't happen all the time, so he still might need to manage his ammo here, but more than likely he's going to be fine. I've been making quick work of these Metroid rooms.
Top level Metroid rooms impress me every time. I'm just so bad at them.
I agree with you. The second and fourth one are the ones that for me are the absolute easiest, but the two that are perfectly horizontal, I just lose so much time there. I'm always so impressed with that. You're absolutely correct, Nuke. Kashmod picking up an extra E-Tank at the Norfair reserve item. She's doing a Bubble Mountain cleanup.
Without Variant, still heated run, so he's still taking damage. So the refill, not a bad idea.
He will, however, find his Varia at some point. He's going to check on the speed item first.
Also, we get to see the Rising Lava since he's already got speed too, so it'll be triggered.
Lenophis finishing off Fantoon, and Belthasar going up to Gauntlet. Belthasar making the decision to check Gauntlet, and this is going to pay off for him huge, and he doesn't know it yet. I've been very easily getting through Mother Brain 1 and on to the second phase of the fight.
Kashmod probably giving Spazer a disgusted look as he runs into it at speed.
Deciding to nope right out of that nope beam.
Yeah.
Which I laugh about Spazer and I call it a nope beam, but it definitely does have its uses. For example, if you're in a suitless Meridia, and if you have Plasma and Spazer, it's much safer to do it with Spazer because your shots could go through and destroy whatever fish you're trying to freeze.
Yeah, and that's about its best use. But I mean, if new players, it's helpful. So you don't have to manage your ammo as you learn.
Even getting pegged by a ketchup.
Ooh.
Thankfully he has the health to allow that. And he might be able to get away with one more, but I certainly wouldn't chance it.
He must not have been charging, because that's when it does double damage, I believe.
What had happened there was he jumped over the bomb, and I have found that when you jump over bombs and Mother Brain's on her catch-up phase, you can't dodge it when you're in the air, and she'll typically snipe you when you're in the air. So what you can do in those situations is just tank the bomb and take your iframes to let the ketchup go right through you.
I'm pretty sure I saw somebody, it might have been Zeus, got one of his low percent ice world records, and he got hit by, I think, a French fry, which gave him iframes, which made the ketchup miss him. It was an amazing thing. I could be completely wrong on who it was, but it was amazing to watch.
Kashmod with those awesome grapples. And will Belthasar get the D-boost? He does. That is a fun D-boost to get.
I wouldn't know. I can't do it.
Kashmod doing his lava dive now down to lower Norfair.
Maybe we get to see a gravity jump this time.
Gets pegged by the Nami Hay Flame. Just missing the gravity jump.
Oh, so close.
Belthasar not getting the baby skip. I don't think he got it last race either. I can't remember.
Saving the frames, but looking back. So, depends on your point of view, I guess, how to take that.
You have to see all the frames that you've saved in your run. You have to know how good or bad you've done. So you have to look back and see those.
Lenophis hunting for ammo.
He's probably not planning to check Gauntlet since he's picking up all these miners yet. But we'll see. He could still check it.
Well, if he's still pretty low on ammo, so he probably, I would imagine, would check Gauntlet to check the 2 miners on the way to Torian.
Oh, and Kashmod just missing the gravity jump.
Oh.
Ivan working on his escape right now. But will he save the animals? What do you think, Mook?
Over an hour in, I'm not.
I think, unless I've seen my opponent dot done, I don't think I'm going to check him. But Lenophis finally about to find speed. Not that it's going to do him overly much good, aside from helping him in the escape at this point and getting to Mother Brain faster. But good game to Ivan.
Finding charge early was the key for Ivan here.
Indeed it was. It's he didn't get it early last game, which I definitely feel affected his routing, and then he found it early on this run, and it definitely paid off for him. And Belthasar not getting the stand-up glitch. I didn't see if he got pegged by something that took him out of from having the opportunity to do that.
Kashmod working for a green gate glitch and just saying, nope.
Lenophis picking up the Miners of Shame over the Moat. Which, of course, in a rando, when you need the Miners, they're definitely not Miners or Missiles of Shame, but whenever I run any percent runs, if I get those, I like to say I got the Missiles of Shame.
I'm just happy that I'm getting over the moat most of the time. Kashmod getting fast pillars.
And Lenophis getting the nice spark into the miner location up at the very top right corner.
I believe those are normally power bombs.
Yes, normally those are power bombs.
Not going to do the wraparound shot.
Deciding to get the refill. And it looks like he did not save, so... but he still is going to check Gauntlet, so that will pay off for him.
Does have enough ammo to do it straight up, but, well, no, actually, it would be a missile short.
Meanwhile, Belthasar finishes off the hairless dinosaur that is Mother Brain, the featherless dinosaur that is Mother Brain.
The rate of decay on things on this planet kind of creeps me out.
Things just dissolve. You're not wrong. I mean, there is a lot of acid and a lot of lava.
Lenophis got his charge beam. That's just got to stink just to have it right there.
Yeah.
Early Gauntlet is a timely check, but when it pays off, it seems to always pay off really big.
And that's the thing, it's definitely a timely check, and if he goes there early and it's not there, he's lost all that time.
And it just takes one grab of the yapping maw to
finish your run.
Yeah.
And Ivan,
no spark, just going up, or Belthasar going up to climb old school, no spark, because he has no speed. Very
Ivan,
clean climb, though.
26% items for Ivan. We see getting that charge really helped him out. And no animals for Belthasar. So, GG's to Belthasar and Ivan. Unfortunately for Lenophis and Kashmod, I do believe that ends their tournament here.
Both did run very strong races, though.
Most definitely.
Very excited to have a game 3 in this Ivan Lenophis one. Each race was drastically different and very close. Even though this one looks like it's going to end about 10 minutes apart, maybe it still was. It was just a matter of ammo.
Indeed, it was, and again, it came down to the location of charge and when the runners found it. More or less. Because in the last run, we saw Ivan having to go around and look for the ammo so that he could be prepared, and then he found charge and Terminator. And then we saw the same thing from Lenophis, and then he ends up finding it in Gauntlet, where Ivan had already previously found it. So it was finding that charge is what was the big decider of this, I feel. And Kashmod looking to have an amazing run so far at 9 minutes and 47 seconds. Already having all 4 bosses down in that amount of time is very impressive.
I feel like there must have been a new major glitch discovered to be here, but I'm all for it. So necessity is the mother of all invention. So
And kashmod on his lower Norfair escape and is going to make his way up to Mother Brain to finish out his run.
nice Zeb skip by Lenophis. Very cleanly done.
Lenophis making short work of Mother Brain 1.
Making sure to conserve supers to kind of expedite the fight here, I think.
kashmod working on getting that speedball out of the wasteland. I believe that's what that room is called.
And why not? It's for the swag.
And Lenophis getting his stand up. So, for those of you in chat that don't know, stand up works will only work for you when you have 7 E-tanks. Because you're able to stand back. Well, you're able to stand back up, and then you run in and damage yourself down, so that when she goes to rainbow beam you again, the baby will come in and you're already standing up. And if you have anything to add on stand up Mook, that'd be fun.
I kind of know how it works, but it's voodoo to me, so I don't know how it works.
At the most basic understanding that I have of it is that you need to be in the air, I believe, when the baby comes on screen. But they do also have x-rays, so if they get locked in a crouching position again, they can get out of it. And then also you don't want to be firing, I believe, when the baby dies.
Yes. I've heard most of this, but I don't watch as much 100% say as I do any percent. So, and I've only ran any percent, so I'm a little above my head.
Lenophis having a beautiful stand-up glitch there, though.
That was
only requiring 2 shots from the hyper beam to take down Mother Brain. Looks like Becky's coming in with the assist on stand-up glitch. Thank you for that, Becky.
I think it's pretty amazing to note that there was a 4-minute difference between Ivan and Belthasar, but a 23% difference in item collection. So, all those fanfares add up.
They do. It's, I believe, 7 seconds apiece for the item fanfare.
Something like that. So that puts you at a lot of seconds. 2.5, 3 minutes almost. So, I mean, that's pretty much the difference.
kashmod having not found space jump, having to take a slightly longer way to get up Mount Everest there.
Did he miss the fish? I didn't see.
Which fish?
The red fish? The Sephi Ponk fish?
He did not kiss the Sephi fish, no.
I'm very excited to see the battle for the fish.
And GG to Lenophis, who is taking off in his ship and off of the exploding planet Zebs. Good game to Lenophis, and congratulations on finishing strong. Let's make sure to have those deer forces ready for when the time comes for Lenophis.
Alright, we've got one more shot to save the animals coming up. It might be nice to see once. You know.
It would be very interesting to see what would happen if they decided to go save the animals. Because I believe this is the new updated logic that has some nice surprises for viewers that might not know what happens. And I don't want to spoil that for anybody on the off chance kashmod goes down there. Kashmod doing a slight collection strat for the last two Metroids in the room. Deciding to just power bomb him off of his back. Which I guess that was his only choice, as he doesn't have bombs.
Yeah. And they're going to stick to him because he already turned off screw attack for the Zeb skip coming out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he gets grabbed by the Metroids here in the last Metroid room.
Definitely want to drop those.
And he's going to want to be careful here because he's got these side hoppers yet to deal with. Oh man, he cut that pretty close.
Well, I don't think he'll be trying to baby skip.
At least he is set up for baby skip. So he could still do baby skip and get the energy refill, which would still be faster because then you wouldn't have to wait for the baby animation. But I don't think he's going to really make that big of an attempt for it either.
Well, if you waste all the time doing the attempt and then don't get it, you waste any of the, or if the attempt takes too long, you wasted all the time that you could have saved anyways.
That is very true as well. Let's get those deer forces ready for Lenophis. Lenophis running a very good match, as did Ivan Belthasar and as is kashmod.
Yeah, he might not have enough ammo.
20-3.
He's going to have to break the glass and come back, I think. Which I don't know if you can.
You can't once you skip the Zeb. You'd have to kill it on the way back, and then once he does that, he'd have to. So if he doesn't have the ammo here, he's going to have to.
If he gets everything, he'll have a total of 35.
So, but unless you can do a reverse Zeb skip, which I've never seen, he's going to have to kill it, and then he's going to have to go through every last Zeb on his way back again.
Well, time to learn, I guess. We'll find out if you can reverse Zeb skip.
I've actually tried this before for science, and I did not have much success with it.
mean, this is the beauty and the hatred of randomizers. They just bring up situations you don't expect.
Yeah, and of course now he's going to have to go back for the refill, and he's going to have to shoot through the rest of the Zebs on the way back because, well, so he could, I guess, get second Zeb skip as well. That is possible. You can get a Zeb skip on any one of them, actually. Because I've tested it out for science. I've gotten the second Zeb skip before, and I've also gone through that and gotten the third Zeb skip before, which the third Zeb skip works on the exact same principle as the first one. You just freeze the Rinka, take the hit, and go on through with the iframes. The second one is a little different, and I'm not 100% how it's done, so I can't really explain it, but I do know that you can do it, and it's done by morphing through the Zeb gate. It looks like kashmod's not even gonna do the second Zeb skip. I don't know if he's familiar with it either.
I mean, randomizer just brings out every situation you can ever think of, and some of them you can't.
So we'll see what he does here, if he decides to continue to fire through them or if he attempts this Zeb skip. Yeah, looks like he's going to take this one. He gets it first try.
There we go.
kashmod's still not having the ammo for it, and he's not going to be able to get back through, so that's a soft lock for him.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have 36 missiles worth of damage, or 36, or well, you need 3,000 for Mother Brain, then 6 projectiles to break the glass.
Avenger, I do believe he's saved down here. I'm not 100% on that, but I do believe I saw him save down here. So
it's just rough. I mean, you get out here, you're playing in front of hundreds, if not 1,000 people.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy being in a race environment.
It doesn't take much for you just to, you didn't miscount by much. He was basically 1 or 2 off. I mean, it's just an unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, I didn't notice that he only had the 3 supers, and so looking like kashmod just gracefully taking the death, and Mother Brain won. GG's all around, however. Every last one of them ran a great race. Unfortunate to see soft locking like that, but these things do happen. It does not mean he did not run a great race. So GG to all of the runners.
Definitely not easy seeds they've had the past 2 seeds either.
No, not at all. Especially with the charge beam locations, it decided so much of this. Shout outs to all the tournament organizers and everyone who has made all of this happen, and definitely everybody go follow the runners. The link is in the chat. That would be obviously Belthasar, Kashmod, Ivan, and Lenophis. They're all very good runners that deserve your love and affection. So go give them a follow.
Make sure to follow Feasel and Speed Gaming 1, 2. Great month to subscribe.
Yes.
Feasel does a lot of work setting this up for long hours a day. So, help him out.
Yes, and Feasel does way more than just this as well. He's a part of so many other tournaments as well. And go follow Mookie here, my co-commentator.
If you want to see bad gaming, yes, please follow me. If you want to see better gaming, you can follow Poplar, who tomorrow isn't it your Earthbound race?
Yes, actually tomorrow. I don't know if that's streamed though. So,
well, good luck.
Thank you.
Regardless.
Thank you so very much.
Earthbound Boogie % tournament going on right now. Good times for people who do that.
Which I believe Feasel is helping out with that as well. So, like I said, he's a part of a lot. So, coming up at 12 a.m., here in about 10 minutes, we are going to be having Game 1 with Janice Zeal and Keku Manshoyu. And then at 1:30 a.m., we will have Game 2 of Janice Zeal and Keku Manshoyu as well. That will be taking place over on Speed Gaming 1. So go up to your address bar in the browser and take away the 2 and press enter, and we will see you over on Speed Gaming 1, where I will be joining Scotty McBody for commentary. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in, and once again, go follow those runners.
Yes, follow the runners, follow Poplars. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
My apologies, just Speed Gaming. I apologize if I said Speed Gaming 1. It is just Speed Gaming, so if you go up to your address bar and get rid of the 2 after Speed Gaming and press enter, you will be good to go.